Problem number 7, week 1, coin change 2. So it's a very standard knapsack problem where you are given some specific set of denominations of coins and you are given an amount that you have to make using these coins. What you have to obtain is in how many ways can you create this particular amount using the coins that are available to you. You can assume that you have infinite supply of each of the coin, and one thing to notice here is you only have to consider the combinations of coins, not the permutations of coins. Okay, so this 2 to 1 is a combination of coin where you have two coins of two denomination and one coin of one denomination. Okay, so only 2 to 1 is considered, not 2 1 2 or 1 to 2, etc., and so on. Those things are not considered. So we are only considering the combinations here. Okay, so how to proceed this kind of problems? So this is usually uh, a variant of knapsack. Okay, and knapsack actually are the kind of problems where for each of the coin that you have here, or the for each of the element that you have, you either consider taking that particular element in your final answer, or you don't consider taking that element in your final answer. Okay, so a naive solution would go exponential, and we just try to use knapsack uh, in order to make sure that the solution actually works out. So let's just try to work out on this particular problem, which where we have amount 4 and we have coins 1 2 and 5. So if we just try to do it in a naive way, we have these coins 1 2 and 5. So and if you have to make the amount of 5, so how can you do it? So you have one coin, so you can repeat it 5 times, of course. So you can have this 5 made up. Okay, you have this coin of amount 2 as well. So maybe you can just take these two 1 coins and you can replace them with a 2 coin, and you can just keep these 1 coins as it is. So this is also another way in which you can make 5. Or maybe in this, what you can do is you can again take these 2 coins and you can create a 2 out of it. So you have 2 2 and 1. So this is also one way in which you can create 5. And one last way is if you just combine all of these, you can use a coin of amount 5. So that is one more way. Okay, so we have 1 2 3 and 4. So a total of 4 ways in which we can create amount of 5 using the coins 1 2 and 5. So the way we actually deal it using knapsack is something like this. So we just create a table first, where the column will correspond to the amount that we're trying to make. 0 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay. And here we'll have the coins that we'll be using. So we have the coins of denomination 1 2 and 5. So coin of denomination 1, coin of denomination 2, and a coin of denomination 5. Okay, so we'll be using this table in order to calculate our final answer, and we'll see how we can actually fill this table and how to take that logic of whether I consider a particular coin or not, and obtain the answer of this. Okay, so the moment we have this table, the way you should look at this table is something like this. So if I am at this particular entry, say for example, so if I'm at this entry denotes that if I am considering the coins up till here, which is the coin of denomination 1 and the coin of denomination 2, and if I have to make an amount of 3, exact 3, okay, not 0, not 1, not 2, exact 3. So this block is going to give me the answer for that. Uh, if, for example, I consider this place, so what does this place denotes? This place denotes that if I am considering coin of denomination all 1, 2, and 5, okay, so I have all these coins 1 and 2 and 5, and if I have to create an amount of exact 4, so the value that I'll be storing in this particular place will give me the answer. Okay. What about this? So this means that consider a coin of only 1. Okay, so just assume that you only have a coin of denomination 1 and you have to create an amount of 2. So this particular place will store a value which will be corresponding to using a coin of denomination only 1, and you have to create an amount of 2, and in how many ways you can do that. Okay. One more thing to notice here. Suppose you are trying to I'll just name this table as DP. That's a very standard notation that you use. Suppose if you are trying to make, so this is a zeroth index, this is the first index, and this is the second index, okay, of our DP table. These are the indices, and these are the coins corresponding to the indices that we have. Okay. Suppose if I'm trying to make this particular, if I'm trying to calculate what value will end up here, which is I am calculating DP of 1 of 4. So this is what I am interested in. What does this mean? First of all, this means that I have all the coins all the way till here. That means that I have the coin of denomination 1 and denomination 2, and I'm trying to make an amount of 4. Okay. So at this particular place, we'll always take two decisions. So what those two decisions are? The first decision is, what if I use this coin of denomination 2 in order to make an amount of 4? Okay. That's the first thing. So the first thing is use 2. Okay. The second way to do that is, what if I don't use 2 at all? Okay, what if I don't use 2 at all in order to make the amount of 4? So the second way is, don't use 2. Okay. Now, you can assume that whenever you are trying to fill up these values, all the values that you have here are already filled, and here are also filled. Okay, you have somehow filled all these values before processing this value, before calculating the value that will be here. Now, what do you think? Which entry among these filled values correspond to the correspond to this logic where I am trying to make an amount of 4 and I am using a 2 for that? Okay, so what I'm saying is I have to make an amount of 4, right? And if I am using a coin of denomination 2, what I am left with is making an amount of 4. Okay, so this simply means that I can still use both of these coins, 1 and 2. Okay, and the amount that I'm left with is 2, because since I've used a coin of 2, so the amount that I'm left with is 2. Okay, so this is the place which I will look at whenever I'm using the coin 2. Okay, why? Because if I have this 4 and if I'm using a coin of 2, so the amount, this is the amount that we had before. Now the current amount that I have to make is 2, and the coins that I can use are still this coin of denomination 1 and coin of denomination 2. So this is what the entry is that I'm looking at. Okay, so DP of 1 4 will be, so this is one way in which I can do that, and the answer will be stored in DP of 1 of 2. Okay, what if I don't use 2? That's the second way to do it. Okay, if I don't use 2 at all in my final answer, that means I am not even considering this coin of denomination 2. That means that it's equivalent to having only this coin of denomination 1. And if I'm saying that I'm not even considering this coin, that means that I'm only left with this coin. And if I have to just use this coin and I still have to make the amount 4, this is what the answer will be. This is what is the value that I'm interested in, which is, if you see, is DP of 0 of 4. DP of 0 of 4. So we'll take a bigger example, a comparatively better example, and we'll try to fill the DP table so that you guys will be very clear on how to deal with the knapsack problems. Okay. So let's say the values that we have are 2, 1, 3, and 4. So these are the coins that I have. Okay, and the amount that I have to make is say 6. Okay, so let's just try to construct our table. So the coins that I'm having are 2, 1, 3, and 4, and the amount that I'm trying to make is 6. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is for the amount that I'm trying to make. Okay, and this is corresponding to the coins that I have. Okay. The coins that I'm having are 2, 1, 3, and 4. Don't confuse these values with the indices. These are not the indices. The indices are 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so let's just try to fill this DP table that we have here. So let me ask you a question. In how many ways can you create an amount of 0 using any coin possible? So there's only one way. You don't use any coin at all. Okay, and that is consistent. So no matter how many coins you have, if you have to create an amount of 0, there's only one way, which is you don't take any coin at all. So the solution set is going to be 5. That's it. You don't use any coin at all in order to create an amount of 0. Okay, so that's the thing that we'll use here. Okay, so all the entries in the 0th column will be filled with 1. The logic here is that there's only one way to do not use any coin at all, and that is the only way in which you can create an amount of 0. Okay, now let's just consider an amount of 1. So when you are processing this row, remember that you are only considering this coin of 2. You are not even considering these coins 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so we are only considering this coin 2. Now can you create an amount of 1 using a coin of 2? No, you cannot. So how many ways are there? 0 ways are there. Okay, can you create an amount of 2 using the coin of 2? So again, if you apply that logic, either you can use this coin or you don't use this coin. If you don't use this coin, you don't have anything left, so there is no point in that. But if you use this coin and you have to create an amount of 2, you have to create an amount of 2 and you have used the coin 2, the remaining amount that you have to create is 0, right? So this is what the amount that you have to create, and we are considering this row, so this is the position where we will end up. So what I'm saying here is, so whenever you have to create this amount 2, and if you are using the coin of denomination 2, that actually jumps back here. So you just do 2 minus 2, which is 0, and the value here is 1. So you just add that value here. So it's going to be 1. Okay, so this will be 1. Now if you have to create an amount of 3, if you use the coin of denomination 2, 3 minus 2 is 1. So you can see that at this particular position you are having a 0. So there's no way in which you can do that. So it's going to be 0. If you have to create an amount of 4, and if you use this coin of denomination 2, you just jump back to this value, which is 2, and you see that using the coin of denomination 2, if you have to create an amount of 2, there's only one way for that. So you just copy that value 1 here. Similarly, this is going to be 0 and this is going to be 1. Okay, so now let's consider the next coin. The next coin is coin of denomination 1. Okay, so whenever I'm filling this value, the the answer that I'll store at this point will be considering both of these coins. So I can either take one or not take one, but this value is going to give me the answer, which is if I consider all the coins all the way up to index 1, and if I'm trying to create an amount of 1, in how many ways I can do that. So it's up to us whether we want to use any coin or not, but we are at least considering that we have the possibility of using all the coins. So if I have to fill this particular location, this particular value in the grid, if I have to create an amount of 1, in how many ways I can do that? So first is I can either use the coin of denomination 1 or I don't use the coin of denomination 1. If I use the coin of denomination 1, that actually takes me back here. because I am still left with using these two coins because I have infinite supply of each coin. So I can use this one any number of time. Okay, so that practically means that I still have the option of using both of these coins. And the amount that I have to make is zero because previously I had to make an amount of one. If I've used the coin of denomination one, the amount that I have to make now is zero. Okay, so what happens there is, in order to calculate this value, you will be considering this value if you use the coin of denomination 1. But if you don't use this coin at all, that means that you are only stuck with this coin. And if you have to create an amount of 1 using just the coin of 2, this is the location which you are looking at. Okay, so these are the two values which you will be considering in order to build your final answer, in order to build the, not the final answer, in order to build the or obtain the value which will go into this particular block. Okay, so these are the two values that you will consider, which is, if you see, is 1 plus 0. So this will be a 1. Okay, so I would really recommend you to pause the video and try to fill all the values, at least for this particular row, using the same logic, which is you either use the coin of denomination 1 or you don't use the coin of denomination 1. So we'll just try to fill all the values quickly. I am at this particular location and I have again two choices. I have to create an amount of 2. I have two choices, whether to use 1 or whether to don't use 1. Okay. If I have to use a 1, the amount that I'm remaining, the amount that's remaining is 1. And if I don't use this coin 1, the amount that's remaining is 2. If I use 1, amount remaining is 2, and I can still use both of these coins 2 and 1. So this is what is the location that I'm looking at. And if I don't use 1 at all in my final answer, in order to obtain the answer for this location, that means that that is very equivalent to just having a coin of denomination 2, and I still have to make the amount of 2, which is the answer of which is stored in this block. So I'll be just adding this 1 and 1, which is 2. So this particular block is going to have a value of 2. In order to calculate the value of this particular block, if I use this denomination 1, this coin of denomination 1, so the amount that I have to still make is 3 minus 2, which is 2, and I can still use these two blocks. So these two coins with this amount 2, that means this is the place which I'm considering right now. Okay, and if I don't use 1 at all, that means I only have 2, and still I have to make the amount of 3. So this is the position which I'm considering. So just add this 0 and 2, that's a 2. So this value is going to be 2. I'll just quickly fill these values. For this 4, if I don't take this 1, this is where I end up. And if I take this 1, 4 minus 1 is 3. So this is where I end up. So this 1 plus 2, that is 3. So I'll just fill a 3 here. If I'm at this particular location, if I use a 1, that means that the amount that is left is 4. And I'm still considering these two coins. So this is the value 3. And if I don't use this 1 at all, it means that this is where I end up. So 0 plus 3 is 3. And finally 1 plus 3 is 4. If you consider this value, or let's consider this value, say for example, what does this value say? This value say that I have coins all the way till here, this row, and I have to make an amount of exact 5. Now how can we do that? How can we do that? So one is all all ones in order to create the amount of 5. One is I combine these two ones in order to make a 2, and this, and I combine these two ones in order to make a 2 and this. So there are three ways in which I can make an amount of 5 using the coins of denomination 2 and 1. Okay, and this is what we also have at this particular place. Okay, let's just try to fill the rest of the values. So okay, what about this? First of all, if you have to make an amount of 1, can you even use the coin of 3? No. So it doesn't make sense to use a coin of 3 here. So we'll just completely ignore this coin 3 and we'll just consider only these two coins. So with these two coins, I have to make an amount of 1. these are the number of ways in which I can do that. So I'll just copy that. Sorry, just what was this 4? I'll just copy this value from here to here. So this is what is it is, which is 1. Now again, I have to make an amount of 2. And can I use this coin of denomination 3? No, not at all. So what I'll do is I'll just copy the value from top to here. So which is 2, which is 2. Now I have to make an amount of 3, and now I can use this coin. So if I use this coin, that will actually take me to 3 minus 3, which is 0. So that's equivalent to, now I have access to all these 3 coins and I have to make an amount of 0. And how many ways are there to do that? One way. Okay, so the answer is going to be 1 plus, if I don't use 3 at all, that means I only have these 2 coins, 2 and 1, and I still have to create the amount of 3. The the answer of which is stored here in 2. That's 1 plus 2. That's 3. Okay. So I'll just write a 3 there at this particular block. So this is going to be a 3. Okay, let's just quickly fill these values. If I have to create an amount of 4 using the coin of 3, so if I use this coin, that takes me back to the amount of 1. 4 minus 3 is 1. So the value is stored here 1. So 1 plus. And if I don't use this coin at all, that means I still have to make 4 using these 2 coins. So the value is stored here, which is 3. 1 plus 3, that's a 4. I'll just write a 4 there. That's a 4. Okay. Here, 5 minus 3, which is 2. So this is the value that I'm considering when I'm using this coin. And when I'm not using this is the value that I'm considering, 3. So 2 plus 3, that's 5. Let's write a 5 here. And here, if I use the coin of denomination 3, so I'm left with the amount 6 minus 3, which is 3. The value is stored here, 3. Plus, if I don't use this coin at all, there are 4 ways to achieve that. So 3 plus 4, that is 7. So I'll just write a 7 here. And you can actually work out that if you have the coins of denomination 2, 1 and 3, there actually will be 7 values in which you can create 6. If you want, we can just try that out. Okay. So one way is to, of course, use all the ones in order to create the 6. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's one way. Maybe I can just combine these two. So this is 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's second way. 2, 2, 1, 1. Third way. 2, 2, 2. That's a fourth way. Instead of another way can be this, or another way can be 1, 2, 3. And so how many ways we have till now? This is first way, second way, third way, fourth way, fifth way, sixth way, and one last can be 1, 1, 1. Sorry, 1, 1, 1, 3. This is the seventh way of doing that. Okay. So these are all the possibilities in which you can create an amount of 6 using the coins of denomination 1, 2, and 3. And if you see, we have captured our answer in this particular block. Okay, so this is what we have done till now. So just try to fill the last entry, the last row on your own. Just pause the video and do that, and check your answer later. I'll just do it very quickly now. Since I cannot use this coin 4, so I'll just copy the value from top, which is 1. Again, for amount 2, I cannot use this coin 4. I'll just copy the value. For amount 3, I again cannot use this coin, so I'll just copy the value from top. For amount 4, if I use this coin, then I end up at 4 minus 4, which is 0. So I have one way to do that. Plus, if I don't use this coin, I have 4 way to do that. So that's 1 plus 4, which is 5. In order to create an amount of 5, if I don't use this coin 4, that means I have 5 ways to do that. Plus, if I use this coin 4, so 5 minus 4 is 1. So this is where I end up. That's 1. So 5 plus 1, that is 6. Just write a 6 here. And this is the final entry that we were interested in, which is the answer to our solution, which is, if I'm considering all these coins of denomination 2, 1, 3, and 4, and if I have to make an amount of 6, this block is going to give me the answer. Okay, so what is the value that we will have here? So if I use this coin of denomination 4, so 6 minus 4 is going to take me here at 2. So I have two ways after I use this coin of denomination 4. Plus, if I don't use this coin at all, then I have 7 ways to do that. So this 7 plus 2 is going to give me a 9. And this is what the final answer is. Okay, so there are a total of 9 ways in which you can create an amount of 6 using the coins of denomination 2, 1, 3, and 4. Okay. So I hope that the knapsack implementation, or at least the algorithm, is very clear to you. So I was personally very confused in my early days, like when I got exposure to what knapsack is, what TP is, and I always used to struggle with these concepts because these were not very clear. What are they trying to do? But I hope when we were actually filling this DP table, uh, so this would be a bit clear to you guys. How do you use knapsack, and what's the logic of using a particular coin and not using a particular coin in order to arrive at the final solution that we have here. So next, what we'll do is we'll just quickly see the code section. So what I've done here is I've written down the steps for you guys so that it's easy for you to just go through these instructions and write the final code. So you can pause the video here and you can try implementing this thing on your own. Uh, so let's just try to implement it. The first step is to declare the DP array. So the way we do it is vector int DP of. Okay, so what is the size of the array going to be? If you notice here, the size of this DP array is going to be, so how many coins do we have? Suppose we have n coins, and what is the amount that we have to make? Say capital A. So this is what the dimension of uh, actually A plus 1, because you have all the entries from 0 to 6. Okay, so these are 7 entries if you see. So the dimension of the DP array is going to be n cross A plus 1, where A is the amount that you have to make. Okay. So let's just do that. So n cross vector int. So the amount that we have to make is amount. This is what they have given, n cross A plus 1. So here we just declare our DP array. So we just initialize the 0th column with 1. So this is the process which we did here. We just initialize all these values with 1. The reason being, in how many ways you can make an amount of 0 using any coin that's available to you. There's only one way. The solution set doesn't contain any coin at all. Okay, so you just don't use any coin at all. Just do that. So all the entries in the column 0 are going to be uh, uh, of 0 are going to be 1. Okay, so this is what we can do. Step 3 is, so we start iterating for each of the coin. So this coin at the index 0, which is 2, coin at the index 1, which is 1, coin at the index 2, which is 3, and coin at the index 3, which is 4. So we just start iterating on all these coins, and we'll take the decision whether we can copy the value from the top, or we can copy the value from the amount minus the denomination of the coin. So this is what we'll be doing. So for each of the amount from j equal to 1 and j less than equal to amount, j denotes the amount that I'm trying to make. So this is how the j will go, and this is how the I will go. So these are the variable of the loops. Okay. So step 5 is to actually obtain answer by not taking this coin. If I'm not taking this coin, that simply means that I'm just trying. So suppose if I'm trying to make this value, if I don't take this coin, then I'll be just considering the value which is up here, right? So I will be, so the index of row for this is going to be I minus 1, and j is going to remain the same. Okay. So let's say I just store all the ways in my variable ways, or I can just directly store it in dp of ij. So dp of ij, or better have another variable ways equals 0. If I just copy the value from the top, so ways is going to be dp of I minus 1 of j. I minus 1 denotes the previous row and j denotes the same column. Okay. Step 6 is obtain answer by taking this coin. So if I'm taking this coin, that means that the amount that I'm left with, so j is what the variable is for the amount. Okay. So the amount that I'm left with is j minus whatever is the denomination of the coin. So I've already stored the denomination of coin in this variable coin. Coin equals coins of I. And I'm still left with using all the coins that are available to me. So for example, if I'm again making this, trying to fill up this value here, if I use this coin of denomination 3, I'm still left with using these 3 coins, and the amount that I have to make is 5 minus 3, which is 2. So j is going to be j minus this coin, which is 5 minus 3, which is 2, and I is going to remain the same. So that is what I have done here. dp of I of j minus coin. Okay. Now there are some checks that you need to do. What if you are processing the topmost row? What if you are processing this row? Then of course, if you try to do I minus 1 here, that's going to give you a segmentation fault. So doing I minus 1 there doesn't make sense. So we'll just make sure that I minus 1 is actually greater than or equal to 0 when we are adding this value to our number of ways. At the same time, what if this j minus coin doesn't even exist? So what if you are trying to make this value where the amount is 2 but the coin denomination is 3? Now if you subtract this 3 from this 2, that's going to give you a minus 1, and you don't have any such column. We'll just make sure that uh, j minus coin is greater than or equal to 0 as well. So whatever are the final number of ways, we'll just store that in dp of ij, and at the end we just return the answer. So remember that the answer that we have is stored in this value, which is, if you see, is dp of n minus 1, because this is what is the index of the last coin, n minus 1, and amount a that we have. We'll just return dp of n minus 1 of amount. That's it. Let's just try to run this code. Okay. Let's just take this example where we had coin 2134 and the amount is 6. The amount is 6, and we have the coin 2134. Okay, our answer is 9, and this is what we have calculated here as well. Let's just try to submit. So one thing to notice here also is, so many times people are confused that whether I need to sort these coins in order to use this knapsack table to compute this thing, or I can process the coins in any order. So you can see that I have not taken the coins in sorted order here. First I've taken the coin of denomination 2, then 1, then 3 and 4, which is not the sorted order. Okay, so you don't need to sort these coins in order to process it, in order to run this algorithm. The reason being, at each step you are considering whether you are taking that coin or not taking that coin. And no matter whatever is the order of the coins that you take, if you are always doing this thing for each of the coin, whether I'm taking that coin or not taking that coin, it doesn't make a difference whether to sort these coins or not. Just try to submit this code. These are some. Okay, what if n is 0? So what if n is 0? Then the only amount that we can make is 0. I don't know why they keep these kind of test cases. These are of no use, seriously. Okay, that's accepted. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any doubt, if you have any such suggestions, do let me know in the comment section. If you want me to make a separate tutorial on DP or knapsack or other variants of knapsack also, do let me know in the comment section. And thank you. Thanks for watching.